Tom, can you do an impression of a Playboy Carti freestyle? Hello and welcome back to the Playboy Carti 24/7 beats on YouTube. I am your host, Playboy Carti. I'm joined here by Playboy
Wopdad
Carti
4000
and Wopdad 4000. And today,
who's our other guest?
Wopdad 4000. It's two Playboy Cartis and a Wopdad 4000.
What?
I'm Wopdad 4000.
Wopdad, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, who do you want to be, Tom?
I wanted to be Wopdad 4000.
Okay,
Oh,
who do you want to be, Connor?
I'm Wopdad 4000. I'm Gwop. Okay,
No.
if you're Wopdad 4000, I'm Wopdad 5000.
Oh, damn it.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna be. I'm still Playboy Carti. Anyway,
Which
okay.
Wopdad has more orgies?
I
want to be that Wopdad.
Wopdad 69, obviously.
Wopdad 5000 is a priest,
Yeah.
so he doesn't
not
partake in those sinful activities.
That's
Good.
not happening there.
No.
He's not breaking quarantine. He's not
Hell no.
breaking social distancing.
Hey, if you live with 400 women, then you're not breaking it either.
I live by the
Not breaking
Lord's
social-
word.
Anyway,
Believe it or not, this is a music podcast, so we're going to be talking about an album. It Is What It is the name of the album we're going to be reviewing
it
today.
is what it is.
Thundercat.
And it is by Thundercat. It's his third or fourth album.
I thought it was fifth.
What? I thought it was the sixth, but 70th. Okay, it is what it is.
That?
It is what it is. Thundercat 2020.
Fourth, you're right.
Now, yeah, it's pretty good.
It's good.
Okay, thanks guys. That's the podcast.
Is okay.
It's good.
Oh, okay. This is spoilers now. Okay, unmistakably Thundercat. It is what it is. It's pretty darn good. You know, it's chock full of hard grooves, some funny tongue-in-cheek lyrics, and some great atmospheric keys. It's a marked step up from Drunk, in my opinion, having better pace and consistency between songs, but not without that smooth, jazzy percussion and an excellent addition of like some saxes. There's some more Steve Lacy, and there's all kinds of guests all over this at times. And but it still feels there's a common through line between his albums. I listened to my favorite parts of Drunk, and then is Apocalypse his first album, or is it called something else and Apocalypse is a song? But
There's definitely an Apocalypse.
yeah.
I think it's the Golden Age of Apocalypse. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And then his second album is called Apocalypse.
That's it. That's where we're getting confused. But there's a common through line with all of his albums, even though he's been making music for 7-8 years. He's been dropping albums at least, and yeah, the songs is changed, but it hasn't changed that much. He's just kind of finding new grooves and new ways to do the same thing better, which I really like about Thundercat. You always know his sound.
I mean, I was just thinking of his thrash metal days, of course.
What?
Were you able to dig up any more about that?
He was with them for like 10 years.
I did not.
Gee.
Oh wait, yeah, actually, maybe I did know that. Did he go under a different name?
I don't know. It was called Suicidal something.
Suicidal Thundercats.
Suicidal Tendencies. Dang.
Jesus, wow.
Oh, damn.
That sounds fun.
I don't know.
But I was just thinking, what the hell? Because on his genres on Wikipedia, it's like funk, R&B, soul, jazz, electronica, acid jazz, and then just thrash metal at the bottom.
That's funny. What
Right.
the frick? I want to shout out the great percussion on this album. I mean, a great there's a great production. It's very well balanced on this album. It's not like some of the things I've been listening to lately, and when I've been dabbling in FL Studio, I don't know how to produce at all because I'm an idiot and I've only just got FL Studio. So it was really nice to hear saying that it has balanced production. I want to shout out the drums on I Love Louis Cole. They were so cool, man.
I love Louis Cole.
Yeah.
I love
I
Lewis Cole more though.
What, Lewis Cole more than the I Love Louis Cole song, or Louis Cole himself?
Lewis Cole.
Oh, okay.
I like
Thanks,
him
Tom.
the most.
And
I
Yeah,
think the production throughout was pretty good. Flying Lotus did most of it,
okay.
and it was basically just the bass that was accredited to Thundercat. Although
So
I'll mention
He's
where
going in the
that's not
mixing
case.
desk and moving his bass around.
So it's basically another Flying Lotus album with Thundercat involved.
But this time he does all the vocals.
Oh, okay.
His album.
It is.
It's like there's like You're Dead, To Pimp a Butterfly, and like those two both have just like Thundercat doing the bass on all of it, and there's like Flying Lotus involved in it too. It's just funny.
Like,
Thundercat is the bass man of bassmans.
Yeah. It's just funny though. It seems like they're just all doing stuff at the same time. But okay. Like much of the album, I think it has this kind of stoned out melancholy to it. Which seems to be his kind of trademark, where he just like says dumb shit over some great bass lines a lot of the time, or he's talking about being sad. Kind of. It's have you guys noticed that?
Yeah, I think so. I think the biggest problems for me were his vocals and the track names.
What's the problem with the track names?
Like the first one, Lost in Space / Great Scott / 22 to 26.
Yeah, I don't know what that's a reference to at all.
/ There's a lot of.
But it's not a 3-part song. It's like a
No,
basically
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's only
an
like a
intro
1 minute,
to the next
22-second interlude. Yeah, that's very weird.
Too many words.
which so it starts off sort of this soft little vocal line, and then with like this dreamy instrumentation, and then when it goes into Interstellar Love, the proper song, some bass comes in.
Yeah, finally.
Actual singing comes in, and it's like the whole song just becomes more interesting.
I saw the live version of Black Qualls that they did on Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, I saw the Fallon one, and that was amazing.
Oh yeah, that might have been the one. I don't know the difference between them. The vocals don't sound like, it seems like it's hard for him because it's so high. It's hard for him to get that power into the vocals that he needs.
He just sounds like a backing singer or something.
Yeah.
But yet there's nothing else there, so it's like the instrumentation's all good, but it sort of drowns him out a lot of the time.
He does.
Yeah,
his vocals definitely do kind of just drown into the bass a little bit. All the instrumentals. Yeah. It doesn't like over. You can't really hear him sometimes.
Yeah.
And it was like when Lewis Cole actually came in, it was such a massive difference to have such a much more powerful singer actually singing at the end of that song.
Louis Cole is like Thundercat, but if Thundercat sung louder. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't know this was a different person singing.
No, I didn't actually. I didn't know when Louis Cole. I kept having to skip back the song to find out when Louis Cole was coming in.
He had the last verse.
Oh right, okay. I think they sound quite similar.
Yeah, but I just thought he sounded so much louder and so much more presence.
Yeah.
The drums, I love the drums on this song. They were so fast.
The drums are so good, but they have just such good like presence, and there's a real depth in the sound of them. It really sounds. It's a great recording of them. Like it's really really good. And especially if you've been hearing a load of like kind of tinny drums for a while because you've been listening to a bunch of crap music. The percussion here is absolutely great.
The song describes a wild ass party and friendship.
What more can you want? I really like the really dumb lyrics that you get every now and then on certain songs, namely Dragon Ball Durag.
I just think they weren't enough. That was when you had Black Quills, which was in some parts hilarious, and of course Dragon Ball Durag. I expected a bit more of that, but it wasn't really the case.
They seem more like they're a bit too it's like spaced between.
There was a little bit more sad lyrics. Well, not necessarily all sad, but like not all completely dumb all the time.
No.
But anyway, speaking of Black Quills,
sorry. It's just Thundercat is great at like capturing a vibe. That's the thing. Even though we can't really recall some of the lyrics, but we recall the feeling of the song, of the track, and just Thundercat is so good at doing that. He's able to just really get a vibe down and keep that vibe going for like the whole album, and I really really appreciate that.
He's just a vibe. He's a big
vibe. He's a big vibe.
Vibey.
Did we like the addition of Childish Gambino?
No.
On Black Quills? You didn't?
Well, I just don't think it didn't really add anything for me, to be honest. I didn't, but I mean, your opinions might be different, but
you heard it right, guys. The Tim Tom podcast still hates Childish Gambino.
I just didn't think it was that amazing. It should have been more exciting, but I don't know.
I didn't get anything from either.
No? Oh, okay. It's good I'm the only one.
I prefer Steve Lacy in it when it comes to features. He's like the best feature on the album. Oh, actually no, it's either Steve Lacy or it's is it Lil B or Ty Dolla $ign?
I still love the combination of the basses, Steve Lacy's and Thundercats together, made for a great sound. I don't know. I liked Gambino's edition, but I don't think it really bore anything. I could listen to either version, and I don't think I'd be too bothered. It's not like that. You have to play the Gambino version. What are you, lame?
So it's the complete opposite of Ecstasy, where you're not allowed to play
it's
the
the
MTK
same.
version.
You don't want the feature.
Oh, okay.
You want the OG version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the fact that a lot of the songs are between like 1 and 3 minutes. I really I think that if all the songs were around 3 minutes, it would just kill the pace and kill the vibe. So I really think it really helps that we're constantly moving on to something new here.
I would agree, but on the other hand, there were a lot of songs that sort of finished before they'd done anything.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I
wanted Overseas to be longer.
I think that's his main problem. Like, he does a lot of his music isn't the right length. A lot of his songs just don't. They're either, majority of the time, just too short, and they should be lasting a lot longer. But
yeah, I don't know if he's worried of like killing that track by drawing it out too long or something. But it's something which has happened he's done it all the time. It's not something that's suddenly just happened. He always
especially
does it.
The last album, I think.
Yeah, Drunk has like 40 odd songs, and it was something. It's a stupid amount.
It has a lot, and it just doesn't. I mean, yeah, that was just kind of all over the place. This one's a lot more like not all over the place.
Yeah, it's a lot more focused.
Lack of better word.
It's a lot more focused.
Yeah.
But I really like the fact, because we are moving on to so many new things, he's comfortable experimenting. He's comfortable like kind of putting these spacey soundscapes in, as well as these more older like Thundercat licks, like Unrequited Love is one of the full songs as well, and that's just like it's the kind of melancholy stoner. I'm sad, but also a bit silly. But what you're talking about with tracks which just are killed before their prime, like King of the Hill, man, that's one of my favorite songs that he's done. It's the collab with Bad Bad Not Good. It came out like last year or even the year before that.
I think it
Not
was
quite
the year
sure.
before.
And it's finally on an album, but it's so short. It should be like 4 minutes long rather than.
I don't know. I think that's one of the few that's perfect. It has the 2 verses.
It leaves
I
you wanting
know,
more every time.
and like the production on that song is amazing, as you can imagine. With
Yeah.
Flying Lotus, Bad Bad Not Good, and Thundercat all together.
That's a good trio.
Mm.
I thought that one of my favorite songs was Houseway. Just a funky bass-driven track with virtually no singing. Which, I mean, if you were sort of casually listening to this album, you might think half the album was that way, but it is actually just this song.
Yeah, the first time I listened to this, I was like doing other stuff, and I was kind of listening to it in the background, and all I really took in was just like, I thought most of it was just kind of, bass and funk. And
it's just like him going.
Yeah,
yeah, but this is the one song where that actually was the case.
Yeah.
And I think he needs to have at least one song like this per album, which is just showcasing what he does best.
Which is breaking his fingers on a bass guitar.
Have you seen the picture?
Yeah.
Like he had on Drunk that was also very good, just bass.
Bass.
So
I think the biggest disappointment for me though, guys, and I'm sure you'll agree here. I mean, I thought Overseas was okay, although it did become a novelty song about getting head on an airplane. But it was the fact that there was not a Zach Fox verse. It was
that's
him being a pilot.
When you said that there's a really disappointing thing on the album, I thought that as soon as I heard that song, I thought of
that was exactly what I meant.
Yeah, I thought that might have been.
I thought you'd have like a hilarious Zach Fox verse, and then it would go straight into Dragon Ball Durag, which is the funniest tongue-in-cheek sort of love song I've heard in a long time.
It reminds me a lot of Tron Cat or Tron Song. Whatever the song is about his cat. It reminds me of that a lot. And I love the line. It's like, will you still find me sexy when I'm covered in cat hair? But yeah, Fair Chance is another one of the big singles which is on it, and it's still great. It's one of the best tracks on the album, and it is it's one of the more sad boy tracks. It's good for quarantine hours. I want to talk about the closer though. It is what it is.
Hey, you skipped through too. I didn't get to praise Kamasi Washington's lovely outro on Dragon Ball Durag.
Oh, go ahead.
It was good.
Okay.
And on Fair Chance, you totally flew that one out the window. Ty Dolla $ign killed that song.
Ty Dolla $ign was really good on that song. That was a killer. That's one of my favourite ones, I think, definitely.
Surprise production assistance from Soundwave on that song as well.
Soundwave.
And Lil B did a verse on that song as well.
Lil B did a Lil B.
He decided to sing for some reason.
I don't know. I loved it.
Why wouldn't he?
Really?
Yeah. Isn't he? He's on at the end, isn't he? But like he's just singing like really flat. I love it.
Yeah, that's Lil B.
He doesn't want to be serenaded by Lil B's flat voice.
Exactly.
I mean, it's better than when he
slappers
it in auto-tune, and then that sounds terrible.
I think it works in a weird way. It's a
very and then it goes into Existential Dread, which I just kind of sat there really being really existential, listening to Existential Dread.
Yeah.
It's a very jazzy, lovable 50 seconds.
It is. It's very. You see into the void in those 50 seconds, and the void looks back, and it says, "You look sexy, even though you're covered in cat hair." But it is what it is. I was reading. I only noticed it when I was told about it by a YouTube comment. But Thundercat has he says goodbye to Mac Miller on it. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Well, the song Fair Chance was dedicated to him, and so was the second half of the It Is What It Is. It sort of had the what was it? It was like, "Hey Mac," and then it just had him going, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Which kind of made me laugh when I heard it the first time.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's touching. And then it plays out, and there's a lot of it's just a very relaxed, soothing kind of instrumental to see the album out very nicely.
Well, the first half was quite weird.
Yeah, I
It
prefer it when Thundercat goes weird stuff.
They had the first half had the Spanish guitar player playing over it.
Yeah.
Pedro Martinez.
Pedro Martins.
It was very different. I liked it.
I liked it a lot. I've listened to it 3 times, and each time it flies by. It flies by the album. I like it a lot. But I do think that some of the songs are cut a bit too short, and but it's still, I think it's his best album so far. It feels like it's his most focused and balanced project.
I
It
think
just doesn't
so.
leave much of an impression on me. There's tracks I love, like Black Calls, Houseway, and Dragon Ball Durag, King in the Hill, etc. But it's sort of just like, I think Flies By is almost a bad thing for this album. It doesn't really leave me with much. It just sort of
It's
comes
definitely
and
the
goes.
most compact one. Yeah, I think it's his best. It's still not amazing, but I think it's his best out of all. Well, I say his best out of all of them. I haven't even heard all of his albums, but it's definitely better than Drunk, where Drunk was just like you didn't really know what was going on. And this has definitely just got more of there's a set vibe to it. And
it flows a lot better.
Yeah, it does flow a lot better. It definitely could have been longer, and it could have been just a bit more interesting. Because he's like one of those artists that has so much potential and is really good. I reckon he could make a fucking flawless album, but he just hasn't really done that yet.
I think
he needs direction. That's why he works so well as a feature, as like a supporting character in some of the best albums which have come out.
Just like Ty Dolla Sign. He
producer.
works a lot better on other people's things.
Yeah,
exactly.
But I'm giving it a 7. What's you guys' verdict?
I'm gonna give it a strong 6 to a light 7.
I'm coming in live with a 5.
Oh!
That's pretty harsh, though.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But it is what it is.
Okay.
I just think he needs more features.
He needs more Lil B.
And maybe...
And more Zach Fox.
Maybe mix his voice a bit louder.
Yeah. And
someone that doesn't need a voice mixed any louder, because it's perfect just the way it is.
What a segue.
Always has been, always will be.
Frank! I still need the vinyls, brother. Although they're surely in the post.
Yeah.
No, you just stole your money, bro.
Stole my money and ran.
Don't say that.
Oh well.
Let Frank do that to me.
I want the dance remix of Cayendo.
What? That is one thing that shouldn't have a dance remix. What the hell? It's so sad. It's so sad. They're both really sad songs. Why would you do a dance remix of that? I'm sorry. I just don't follow.
Well, it's like Summertime Sadness by Lana Del Rey. You know, they did like a dance remix of that. Do you remember when that was on the radio for like a whole fucking year?
No. I don't have a radio.
Although I prefer the Cam's Casino. The Cam's Casino flip was better.
I think these... So it's just Frank is dropping an album, right? These aren't just like singles which keep on coming out.
Well, these were the songs he was playing in his the dance remixes were the ones he played in his club.
Oh, yeah.
And now these, I think they leaked like a week before, and then he put them on today as people had finally received the vinyls, although not me, obviously. But yeah, I don't know because this is 4 songs now. Although even like straight after Blondie was dropping tracks like Viking.
I mean,
yeah.
These songs, do you know those little symbols at the bottom? Do you know what I'm talking about with the?
They're all like him in a different position or like a body.
Yeah. I thought that would be like a part of the album, the cycle of releasing singles and then just releasing a full album. But I don't know if he will do that. I thought
those songs came out ages ago.
Yeah, So it's a bit like scattered release for an album, but then it is Frank Ocean. So.
But anyway, which of the 2 did you guys prefer?
Cayendo.
I think Dear April has stayed with me more, but yeah, so I'm gonna stand Dear April.
I liked Dear April. I thought instrumentally it was more interesting. I mean, these are both just acoustic versions of these songs. But Cayendo was just so devastating.
Yeah, I don't know why it was though. Like I can't.
It's because he sang in Spanish.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
I thought they sounded quite sweet, and it was when we went to English. Like the final English part, it generally drew tears from my eyes. Just before the guitar solo.
Frank will be having that.
Are you really listening to Frank Ocean if you don't cry?
No.
I was just, I don't know. It was heartbroken.
Yeah.
It was intense.
It was very intense. It's very intense.
That's why I liked it.
Yeah, I like them both. They felt a lot longer because they are so intense. So
they're definitely a lot better than My Room or DHL.
Yes. Oh my god, so much better. Yeah. More memorable as well. And also kind of in My Room it felt like both of those felt very strange. It felt like big departures in sound, and it felt a bit more, I don't know, like sterile, whereas these 2 feel very, very emotive.
They're a lot more frank, these 2 tracks, I think. The last 2 were a bit I'm glad that he released those 2 though. I like them, but these 2 are a lot more like back to roots of Frank Ocean, I think. But yeah, they were really good.
I just want to hear the dance remixes.
Sad times. No, I just want to carry on being sad and listening to the sad.
I want to be sad in the club.
But if you can cry in the club, shouldn't you?
It's like tears in the rain. No one will notice.
Imagine if you went into a club and they just popped out Dear April in the middle of a rave.
In the middle of a set.
Hey, there is a dance remix of Dear April as well.
You're in the middle of a drum and bass rave, and then they just put on the original Dear April on. And everyone starts crying.
I'm sure you could dance to those organs.
Is it the Justice remix?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna listen to this after.
And then he did Skepta as well, didn't he? Like there was a remix of a song with Skepta.
Yeah, it was a. Oh man, don't even get me started on that one.
That was good. I really want that.
That got cancelled.
What?
And there was an Arca remix.
Oh man, yeah, it was an Arca remix. That was it.
Ah.
Little Demon, that's what it's called.
Man. I got an email saying that wasn't coming anymore.
No.
There's gonna be another
tune.
This is so sad.
If it's My Room, I'm gonna be upset.
Everything's sad.
Oh god. Okay, well on that disappointing note, I've been Playboy Carti.
Can I talk about knowledge just quickly?
Yeah, of course you can.
Knowledge.
Thank you, Tom.
He dropped a beat tape. It was okay, but
didn't do a song with Anderson .Paak.
Yeah, so the it's sort of in the brackets. It said No Worries and Anderson .Paak, because obviously that was what their duo was called.
Yeah,
that one album, and it was a bit different to that stuff, because obviously the beat tape, a bit like Donuts. If you've listened to that, Jay Dilla album. It was mostly
Jay Dilla, yeah.
like samples being chopped up and produced really nicely. And this one was sort of like nothing I've heard Anderson .Paak on before. It was like this lo-fi soul sample that he cut up. It was really nice. And Anderson .Paak killed the track and even said that this woman he's singing about is going thinking about monogamy.
Oh damn.
Oh damn.
That's some big shit.
Oh damn. Oh damn.
That's character development.
Anderson .Paak gets a divorce. Oh no.
Next album is a divorce album.
Yeah. He
Like
releases his own version of Late Night Feelings.
That'll be devastating.
Yes.
Although he's been working with Mark Ronson, we need to hear some of that as well.
Yeah.
All in due course.
Let's you reckon they're working on it?
Wait, I'm not sure I get
Jay
it.
Dilla.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Okay.
Jay Dilla, thanks knowledge.
Jay Dilla.
With that, I
And knowledge.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I just checked the Donuts album. I get it now. Sorry.
Yeah, don't worry.
Tom, have you even listened to Donuts?
Yeah, I listen to it all the time, but I don't look at the track names because it's all
him.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to Donuts like once or twice, not that much. But I definitely remember that. It's the opener, isn't it? Working on it. And it just has this weird guitar in it. It's cool. But anyway,
the opener is Donuts outro. He's opened up with an outro. What a legend.
Whoa,
He's dead now.
Only the best could do that.
Whoa.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, genuinely rest in peace.
Time the Donut of the Heart is one of the best songs that's ever existed.
People still keep using this beat, so I don't know where they get them from.
Fucking thieves.
Okay.
Like every Common album, there's like a new Jay Dilla beat. Just
when are we doing the outro?
Oh yeah.
Should we just end it? Let's just fade it out. Don't even have an intro. Fade it out like 5 minutes. I am socially distancing, and I'm a good human being.
I'm high-fiving strangers.
Oh yeah. I never went out in the first place.
You've been listening to the Quarantine Podcast.
Goodbye.